You're tuned into Raw Brilliance with Mansa J. We got a live one for y'all today.
And we recording, bro. We live. I'd like to welcome everybody back to an episode of Raw Brilliance. I'm gonna be talking through the computer microphone, and I'm gonna have to amp it up for y'all. Hope y'all get that in editing. But if y'all can't hear me sometime, I apologize. I don't know. I got my mic right here, but I don't know. We having technical difficulties. But today I got a very, very special guest. Somebody from my hometown, my home area, man. Somebody I'm very proud of, who stepped out of the country and went and did his own thing in the world. Out there making a stamp on the world right now. He's a lot of artists that come on here are from Austin, you know, because I like to try and big up the field. He's not from Austin, but he did go to HT, a proud HBCU down here. He graduated from there. And without further ado, the artist, the producer, the composer, a person I like to consider a friend, Mr. QB Smith. How you doing today, sir?
Man, I'm good, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh,
Do I
man.
sound good? Is my level right?
Yeah, it's good.
It
You
is.
sound clear. Yeah,
it's good.
Yours, I ain't worried about yours coming out. It sounds clear. It's just me talking into the computer in a setup like this, so I don't got my mic, but it'll be good. I'll fix whatever in editing. But
All right.
So I was gonna ask you first, what's your mind state like right now? As obviously we're going through what we're going through. We see it every day in the news and the media. They're talking about it, so I know it has to be on your mind, in the forefront of it. So before we get started, how is your mental health right now, going through all this as a Black man in this country, and how are you feeling? How are you getting through this with your family and loved ones?
I'm sad. You know, I think that's the best word I have for it right now. Like, I'm sad. And just in want of justice and awareness. You know where we from, and this ain't nothing new.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's being caught on camera, and right now, people are still, and people are quarantined right now. So everybody can watch this on their phone, and it's just it's kind of traumatizing. I've seen I've seen some other bad videos since then. So it's a tough time. It's a tough time to even be creative.
Definitely, yeah. Like, I was just thinking about that the other day, because I have the website and I write articles and I shoot videos and do all types of stuff like that. But over the last week, like, it was even hard for me to update my websites and to write articles, because I was just so sad. Just, I didn't know.
Right.
It felt like everything else was irrelevant. So it's like I'm writing about shoes, or I'm writing about somebody's music or something, and it just doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel like, I don't know.
Right.
It's just, everything's off. It's weird, but it's getting to a point where, it's a breaking point, man. And I think that's what, as a country, we took, as a Black community, we took like a collective, like, side with the riots, almost, with the protests. Like, it was like an exhale, because we've been walking around the country holding our breath for so long. That was like an exhale. Like, I gotta breathe. You smothering me with all of this, with the police violence, with the racism, with just the overt racism. And so, yeah, I definitely get that, trying to come up with creative ways to create and stay focused on your mission, while as well as trying to carry and help out the bigger picture, the bigger mission. So I completely understand and feel you.
And yeah, at the same time, you know, you don't necessarily want to be silent. You want to be able to do what you do, and
Yeah,
you know, like you said, you do a number of things, and myself as well. So I still want to be creative. I still want to create music, but I had like songs that I was getting ready to drop, you know, more so thinking like, okay, this might be good for the summer, or this is a good spring release. But, you know, we were dealing with coronavirus, and then this, you know what I'm saying? Like the last couple weeks, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like,
yeah,
or the Atlanta situation. Um, I don't even, you know, I don't even I don't want to be in that negative space. But it's very hard to ignore. And, you know, we have to pay attention and just kind of like, you know,
yeah,
also, also take action. And taking action is, you know, that can mean a number of things. And obviously it does, because we've been seeing, you know,
hmm
rioting, protesting, you
hmm
know, protesting. I say protesting that many times because I think I want to put that in the forefront. I think that's the main thing. And, you know, it's a lot of different agendas right now.
yeah, definitely. What's it like in your area specifically right now? Like, is there still a bunch going on as things calm down, or?
It's crazy. You know, I can't even front. It's crazy. Like, I'm in Long Beach and I'm like on the beach.
Hmm
Uh, I'm in a good place. You know, me and my wife, we're in a good spot, kind of in the Belmont Shore area. But you know, when I go to my church, you know that I'm, my church that I've been working at for years, which is on 10th and Atlantic. You know, there are barricades up, there are police officers. You know, or I'm not even gonna say police officers. I was going to my church yesterday and I seen gentlemen in army fatigue and rifles. I don't know if they're rubber bullets. I don't know what it was, but I just know it looked like SWAT.
Yeah,
And yeah, so I just kind of finished up at the church and I just went home just because it looked real dangerous. You know, there are curfews right now. You know, uh,
that's one thing we don't have yet, or the curfews. It's been like wild, not wild. It's been like peaceful protests for the most part. It's been some shops, like smashed up and broken into, but it wasn't just like a all out, type of deal. It's been very limited, but it's been peaceful protests. That for like Saturday and Sunday of last week, they
okay.
was on the highway and they shut down the highway, and but it hasn't been anything too crazy. It's like cops have been like they shot people with
Hmm.
those fake bullets or whatever,
Right,
but
right.
it hasn't been too wild. So it's no curfew or anything like that. But in other places, I've been hearing about like I have a family member that lives in Phoenix, and he said they ran through the city, like they tore that
Yeah,
thing up, and now they got like a curfew at 6 o'clock or something like that, like 5 or 6 o'clock or
yeah,
something.
yeah. You know, I was thinking it was not a big deal until, I started getting, Amber Alerts on my phone
Hmm
often. This past week, I've probably gotten an Amber Alert, once or twice every day. And it just lets you know, like, hey, it's 6 o'clock today, it's 9 o'clock today. You're like, all right. It was 1 o'clock on Monday. It was 1 o'clock on Monday. I went, my girl went to the bank and
Wait, it
they
was
turned
1 o'clock in the.
1 o'clock in the
In,
afternoon.
geez,
Yeah,
that's
in
crazy.
Long Beach. In Long Beach, it was 1 o'clock. So, I mean,
It's wild. It's wild. I completely understand.
it's an Amber Alert on your phone, like
It's
Everybody's getting it.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't want no part of that right there, like no curfew
none of
or
it.
anything.
Yeah, so staying inside is key, but protesting at the same time is something that I encourage. Yeah, I
I
mean,
encourage too.
you know,
Yeah.
it's a good cause.
Take
Come on,
action.
we
I
talking about the Black life right now.
facts. I completely understand the first initial reaction and the riots and the looting and all of that. I get it. Like that's not but rage.
Right, right.
But after that initial rage and anger, what are we doing next? And that's what I'm on right now. Like how are we organizing, taking this rage and we organize it into one cohesive unit that's going to move forward with a certain agenda that's going to actually get things done, not no more, like, because we're going to have to come to the table with actual agendas and goals to be met by
Right.
politicians on the local and national level. So that's what our next move is, taking that anger and turning it into an arrow, and shooting it into a certain direction specifically to get a job
I
done.
agree. Yeah, I agree. I think, and we all share that responsibility. All
Definitely.
races are gonna really share that responsibility in trying to restore, or not restore, but just bring change, and and just a call to action.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with that. So this is I guess a music podcast type. I do talk to a lot of artists and producers or people that's somewhat in the industry in some type of way. So I want to try and cover that because it's blatant in our face and we can't ignore that. And we should try and push it in any way we can. So I like to ask, everybody about it that come across, just to more or less get their mind state on it, like how they feeling. Because as a Black man, it can be traumatizing, and we do need to
Very,
talk to somebody about it. So it's very good to just find out what other Black men's mind are on this situation, so we can organize and mobilize. But we do want to get on some music and things of that nature, because I like to introduce my fan to or my followers or listeners or however you watching this, whether it's visual or you listening to it on a podcast. Um, I like to give them like a behind the curtains of these artists. So if you could like tell us what got you into the music, like what gave you a passion to follow this, or just even work in the churches and compose and write songs and all of that. What in the beginning, how did you get going?
yeah. It really started in Somerville. It really started right at home, at church,
Shout
uh,
out.
around family, around my cousins that could really sing, and I would find myself embarrassed to sing around some of my cousins, like we was talking about Cliff, because man,
Yeah,
Cliff just sings so good. So I'd be like, all right, well, cool. Maybe I can make the song for Cliff,
yeah,
or maybe I could write it for him or something like that.
for sure.
But then eventually I started to find my own voice. But yeah, just the genuine love for music. My family, everybody in my family could sing. Even if they weren't soloists, I think like, if they started singing together, they
Hmm.
would sing like a hymnal, or or just they would just be having fun, at a cookout or something, at
Real
grandma's
talk.
house. Man, somebody started singing, everybody started harmonizing. It sounds so good, and you eating good food too.
Yeah, always got the good food.
Yeah, man.
Always got the good
So yeah,
food. That's
yeah,
what's up. So
just a
talk.
genuine love for it, man. Go
uh,
ahead.
Oh yeah, okay. So like a straight love for it. I completely understand that. What made you feel like you could do it as a career?
Once I once I went to Austin, and I started doing a lot of gigs,
Mhm.
and just kind of I started feeling the response from people, you know, and it was from songs that I would write
Okay.
and songs that I would sing. Um, I became a better musician. I started taking on like piano and stuff a little more. I took piano when I was a kid and when I was younger, but you know, I had other distractions like sports, so
Yeah.
I didn't fully take I didn't fully take it in. It was just like it was something fun to do when I was at church
Yeah, for sure.
or like, okay, it's time to go to band. So let's go play the drums. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
but it wasn't like, I need to be a drummer. I need to be, it didn't register like that yet. I didn't even put together that like I hadn't even put together like music production
yeah. Hmm.
or like making beats or anything like that. It was more so just like I like the radio. The radio was the radio.
Yeah,
Songs were songs.
yeah,
But then, if I was in band, I was just in band,
yeah,
or if I was at church, I was just at church. I didn't put the worlds together like, yo, you should, you know.
yeah.
I just knew I liked music, but it was other things in a way.
It was other things. Yes, you
It's kind of
mentioned sports. You play, football. Um, I know for sure you play football. You play basketball too, huh? And
yeah,
baseball, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
yeah. I played those three, man,
Yeah,
and I was just kind of whatever at all of them. A little better at baseball,
yeah.
you know.
Is
I
that? Did you go to school for baseball?
Yeah, I went to HT and played baseball, so that was cool. So that's why I said I was a little bit better at baseball.
That's like I didn't even know AC had a baseball team until you went there, and you told
Oh
me you was
man,
yeah you told
it's
me you was on the
crazy.
baseball team. Yeah,
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. A lot
yeah.
of cool relationships there. My cousin, DJ Carvin, he
Mhm.
was he went he went the same year, and he was going to Burton. He was at Burton High School, and I was at Somerville High School. So, once he told me he was going and we talked about it, I
It
was
was a
like, yeah,
wrap.
let's do that. Let's go
Yeah,
play.
yeah. It was a wrap. That's what's up, though. So, what's your last album was Hymns, right? That was
And yeah.
August 2019.
You know what? September. Yeah,
September. Sorry, yeah,
yeah.
September 2019. Do you have anything new in the works after you do feel like dropping again? I know I've seen the you had the music videos and visuals for Silver Wings and also for By Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I was thinking about I'm playing around with the idea of doing another video to one of the songs off the album. I'm not sure if it's gonna be like um, the intro I heard, or if it's going to be Money Chica. So I'm still kind of playing with that. I got good concepts for both. And Buddy, we've been talking about it, trying to figure out what we wanted to do. We also talked about some other ideas, man. I can't even, man. You need to holler at Buddy. Happy birthday, Buddy.
Man.
Yeah, Buddy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
man.
bud.
Happy birthday.
Shout out
Man.
Terrence
Oh
Williams
yeah, we got
Films. Man, y'all
man.
go hit that boy up. He do great work. And definitely, I talked to him a few weeks back, probably like, it was right after all this stuff got started. So,
Okay.
yeah, it was in March, but that was the last time I talked to him. But yeah, I definitely want to work with Bud. I definitely want to get down to Houston
Yeah.
and try and do some things. Because we worked in the same lanes for so long, but his was more in the music video and wedding
Right.
videography like field, and I'm more of a writer. So I was
Right.
always, like behind the scenes doing stuff like that. But I definitely want to work with the hometown kid, man.
Yeah,
So
man.
and I always watch y'all visuals that y'all do together and stuff, and it's always a good look, always well done.
Man,
It looks,
that's love, man.
yeah, man. I love
We
y'all
should
grind,
definitely
man.
do that. We should definitely like, look at me. I'm trying to put myself in it, man. I just want to do something with y'all. Like,
Yeah,
I
man.
think it would be cool just, seeing where we from, seeing what we do. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be beautiful.
Straight
You know what I'm
love,
saying?
man.
That'd
That'd
be
be
real
dope.
good.
So, what's your whole your routine like? If you're trying to get into the zone to make music, what are you doing? What's your is there a process, or you just go and sit down at the keys and it just comes to you in the moment, or is there a process? Do you got to sit and think?
Um, I'm usually waiting around for like a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm also trying to jumpstart it with different techniques, different things I've done like just over the years to like help myself start. Like, like I'm usually always on the keys starting something off,
Mm-hmm.
trying to really like get a melody to drive me.
Definitely.
And yeah, that's usually the attack. I'm not always successful like that.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I just have to let the melodies just come to me. The sounds, it might be off of I got a couple different like keyboards in here,
Yeah,
so and just samples and stuff that I'll use. I got some records back there, so like I have to be, I usually have to get inspired by something.
mm-hmm.
But once that takes, I can usually run pretty
Yeah,
fast, with it. Well, I try to, you try to get the idea. Once it starts to flow, like you want to get it out pretty quick.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
typically to me, that's typically how you know, get the best ideas out. You know,
Yeah,
the
for
best
sure.
ideas are coming really quick.
It does, and you got to write it down and
Mm-hmm.
like right then, because it'll be gone like in an hour or so, or
It'll be
maybe
gone.
15
Yeah,
minutes. Like, yeah,
yeah,
you got to grab it. That same thing, like if I'm writing, whatever I'm writing, like I just sit there and I just let my brain just go, and then it's like I'm reaching with my brain or whatever. I don't know. It's like I just let my brain run,
yeah,
and then when I see something for a second, it's like I try and grab it, then I write it down, and then I
yeah.
start,
I
going
like
down.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and it starts with that process. So I completely understand that. Are you gonna drop anything new soon?
I had some songs that I was thinking about dropping. I got one called "Fly Me to the Moon," and I have another one called "Shade" that I did with a producer um, and a songwriter named Armin. Uh, his last name is very difficult to say, so I'm
Oh,
not even gonna do myself like that. But it's a really good record, and it's instead of coming out like as Armin or QB Smith,
mhm.
we're releasing under a platform,
Okay.
um, just to give it a different way of you know of reaching the people. Not necessarily having a face, but just enjoying the song. And that song is called Shade. But these releases were kind of set up for like spring and summer,
Okay.
and just with the climate, I decided to just wait. We'll just wait and give it some time.
I completely understand. I was supposed to be shooting my first film or whatever. Well, I turned into it started out as a film, but now I turned it into a series or whatever. So, but I was supposed to start filming like in March, uh, early March, and then all this hit. Like
Yeah,
it was supposed to start out with us with South by Southwest, and then going to there. And South by Southwest got canceled, and I was so crushed, bro. Like I didn't want to do it.
yeah,
I was like I had everything set up for that week, and it was such a big blow, bro. Such a big blow. But
yeah. South
uh,
by, I heard a lot of the community, man. We was all ready for that week. I was gearing up to be in Texas. That's home for me. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Man,
we would have crossed each other
definitely,
like we always do.
definitely, definitely. It's still gonna happen. It's still gonna happen.
Yeah.
But everything just got pushed back though. So I want to start filming hopefully in a month. I'm just waiting on the numbers to start going down with COVID, because I don't want to have, a bunch of people that's under my watch or supervision like get sick because I'm trying to put something out in a rush. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
And so I'm hopefully in a month or so all the numbers will start dropping, and then we can get out there and get going. But yeah, I'm ready. The actors are anxious, and I'm excited about it. We just got to get going, but we'll see though. But
Yeah.
you touched on earlier, you were, in church. You work for a church now. What is that infused with your music, or you take
All day,
any of
bro.
that all
It's
day?
it's
It's
all
all church.
intertwined.
Yeah, cooking.
Everything is church, man. Yeah.
Right on, right on.
Even when I don't want it to be, but I think that's beautiful, honestly, and I
Definitely.
think that's what people be, when people come to me, that's what they want from me,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's, even if we're not working on church, or, church music, um, or gospel music,
Yeah.
if I'm in a pop session or something like that, and I'm doing the melodies, and it's a Nashville country type inspired song. They might want a church organ line, or they might want an old upright piano, backwoods, ragtime type of, Ray Charles line. So, it's you access those things in church all of the time.
Yeah.
So I can't avoid it, and
Yeah.
I love it. So yeah.
I like truly believe like that's like a natural circle for any of the music that we make now, because it all started in the church, like back back in slavery times, when the slave needed that roots, or I mean that release or whatever. They would find ways, with music to even communicate and signal to each other and stuff
Mhm.
like that. So
I
I
mean, the moans, yeah, even the moans and the hums, and
yes,
yeah, those
talk about
those
it.
things that we used to always play around with, and
Hmm.
that's what it was.
Yeah,
It was a
definitely.
release. It was a release through voice and song. And it's
And
beautiful.
that right there, yeah, exactly. It's beautiful, man. Because it comes from your roots, man. It's just in our bones and in our soul, and that's in your music too. With the different songs, even Civil Wings. You know what I mean? It's about love, it's soul in it. It's that
Right,
feel good nature of the Negro, of the African American. You know what I mean?
right,
Like
right.
our spirit is full of love. And so it's just a beautiful circle, man. And I do hear it in your music. I just want to see, if you knew that it was in there, and if you intentionally, wanted it to be in there, and that feel to come out through, the mixture of the
Well,
two.
I think it's funny that you say that. I think for a while I thought that worked against me.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. I didn't want to be too churchy at times, or but
Completely understand. I understand.
yeah, but yeah, you gotta do you. And I think the more you relax and do you get the results that you want anyways.
Most definitely. Most definitely. And always be yourself anyway, man. Always. And if they
Yeah.
don't like it, they don't like it. But if they do, then they're gonna like you for you, and they're gonna be longer fans, and they're gonna be closer to you because they know you for you. You know what I mean?
Oh man, if you can do it by being yourself, you win. You win.
Yeah.
So
100.
yeah,
And that's
that's
exactly
just
That's
So
all I'm trying to do, man.
yeah. Yeah.
So you've been an ex-football player. What do you think of Drew Brees? Now that all that happened, and
Man,
you were a quarterback too, if I'm not mistaken.
man, Drew's the team, as the leader of that team to be speaking like that, the timing, the thought, it's just not good. It's not good.
It's not.
He should
It's
he
not.
should leave it alone, man. He should go. He
It's
should hang them
not good.
cleats
It's
up,
not
man.
good.
Put the cleats up.
My
Put them up,
goodness.
man. You're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna have a hard your own teammates, you're gonna have a hard time, man. Training camp gonna be tough.
Okay.
like it just
It's gonna be rough.
It's
It's
gonna be
gonna be
rough,
rough.
man.
It's gonna
Yeah, retire. Get out of there. James Winston is over there too, right?
Jameis is over there. He signed this offseason for like $7 million or something. No, not like $1 million, something like
Get him
that.
in there, man. Look, you out. You are out. James is in.
Winston, it's the Ether Winds is there.
And that's all he needed. Now you got a little squad on him now. Yeah, cool.
He got a squad. He got an
Got a
arm.
line. Yeah.
That boy arm so talented, but he kill himself. But his arm is crazy. He just
That boy arm is a problem for real.
it's a
All by
problem.
itself.
I tell people all the time, if Jameis should get a coach that can rally him in, and in New Orleans with that guy, he can probably make some things happen, man.
He's going to make some things happen. They need to go ahead. Drew just need to let it go. Like that ain't what he was supposed to say.
But it's so stupid and ignorant, bro. Like it's laughable. And then of course you're gonna make an apology, and nobody want to hear that, bro. Like you said what you said.
He
You meant what
apologized.
you said.
Oh
Huh?
yeah, see, I didn't even see the apology.
Yeah, it was just a tweet the next day.
it
It was a tweet of the same old story.
He threw one of them up. Okay, good. Look,
Yeah.
hey.
I'm really, really sorry that I offended.
Who that?
Yeah, nah, the boy gotta go. The boy gotta go, man.
Yeah, get him out of there, man. No others ain't trying to do that, man. I got mad love for the people down there. I got family down there. Yeah, that ain't it.
Like, it's a majority black city with like the NFL is majority black. So you got to go into a stadium with gang load of black people in the streets, a gang load. Then you walk into a locker room, like, bro, go on home to Austin.
Every game, every practice.
They're gonna be hunting for that boy head too. Like
every snap.
He in the NFL with brothers, my dude. They coming. They hunting.
Somebody gonna take an L for him.
Ooh.
That's a hitman assignment. Look, let me stop talking, man. Look.
Hitman.
Somebody coming for him, man. Man, that's a defensive end coming for him right now.
It was just such a stupid thing to say. And then nobody asked you to even talk. You ain't have to say nothing about the flag, bro. Like,
why, dude?
You brought this on yourself. You need to go ahead and get up out of here, man. Ain't nobody trying to bait you into nothing or nothing. You just that was on your heart. That's what you want to say. So
if you stay here this season, that's on you.
That's on you.
That's all. That's on you.
The hits, the injuries, and mind you, you 42. Them bones ain't as strong as they once was, but them young boys coming.
Man, Drew, old man, he better lead up. He better walk away while he can. Look, man, I'm trying to tell you, you better get on out of there.
I ain't surprised by it all, though. I ain't surprised by it at all.
I mean, Westlake, come on now,
Her boy was raised in Texas, though. And it's one thing I know. It's a bunch of racist football players on the team with a number of black people, but they just can't say nothing, bro. Yeah. I don't know, man, but it is what it is. Get him up out of here. Are you glad the NBA coming back?
Man, I am, man. I really am. And I'm trying, okay, so tell me about this. I'm trying to figure out exactly how they're going to pick it back up.
Okay. So they starting back up July 31st, right? And it's gonna
Okay.
run probably for like a month. So it's gonna be 8 games to get everybody warmed up, and then you're gonna
Okay,
jump.
good. Okay.
Yeah, and then you're gonna jump into the playoffs. They're gonna play until like I think it's like October 12th is the last finals game. Well, it could be the last day. You know what I mean? So to the finals in the beginning of October. But so it's gonna be about a month. It's 22 teams, 8 games to start it off. It's some other stuff they're thinking about adding that might like spice it up or whatnot. They thinking about allowing if you got home court advantage for that round, say you seat 6, you playing seat 5 or whatever, then you get to bring your home court. Like they get to pack up your home court in your stadium or your gym, and they will ship it down to Orlando where they're playing at Walt Disney
Oh,
World or
wow.
whatever. And then
Okay.
they would use that, which I think is a good idea. It'll be good on the eye because it's gonna be weird with no fans in the crowd. So to try and have everything as close as you can aesthetically um to what a live game would be, the better for like the fans and the watching and even the players as well, even though it's no benefit for the team because it's just a floor, you know what I mean? But for
Right,
the eye
right.
to see the Boston Celtics court there, like you know their court, you know their emblem, like it's a color to it how it is. If the Nets brought their court, you know, like you know that grayish court or whatever how it
That's
is,
true.
you
That's
know.
true.
So it'll be cool for the fans, and it's other stuff they're thinking about doing. But yeah, I don't want them to mess it up too bad and add too much stuff in there or try
Yeah.
and sauce
I
it
mean,
up
you're a
too much.
purist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You want you hoop. You want to just see a
Man,
game.
man,
Yeah.
I'm just ready to watch them hoop, man.
Yeah.
I'm ready to see, man. There's so many storylines. What LeBron gonna do? Is he gonna get another ring? Is Kawhi and them gonna stop him? Is Durant and them gonna come back? You know, I love me some Durant. I think he's the best player in the world, but
Woo, look at you.
I'm
Yeah. That's your guy?
that's my guy, man. That's my guy. Uh,
Man, I want
yeah,
LeBron to bring it home this I want him to bring it to LA. I really do.
I think
Just
it'd be a dope look. If
yeah, I mean like I just yeah, I like the fairy tale. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And you know, yeah.
yeah,
I also like a good underdog story too, so don't get me wrong.
a good what?
An underdog, like an underdog story, like, you
Who
know,
the
like
underdog?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out who's an underdog this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, are, the Clippers, or is that unofficially an underdog? Like,
Nah.
no, is
The
that an
Lakers
elite
and Clippers
team?
can't be underdogs. They
Okay,
can't be
cool.
underdogs. No,
Okay, all right, for
that's
sure.
that's too many stars. If like a dark horse, I'm thinking gonna be real talk are the Nets and the Pelicans. I think they're gonna be dark horses. Like, of course, you got Portland and the Rockets. They're gonna be good teams, and they could knock out either of the top seeded teams. You know what I mean? And I think the Nets. I mean, not the Nets, but the Bucks are gonna be statistically by the numbers, they should win the championship because every team has had their point differential and they got the best in history or like is 1 or 2, they win the championship. So by
I
numbers,
think the Bucks will get back in their flow quicker on the East.
yeah, because they young and they playing in the East, you know. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be easier.
I am. You know, I do. I think Harden has the ability with Westbrook to upset somebody. You know what I'm saying? To knock off a top. You know, like you gotta think about, man, if Harden come in hot on the series, man, it's just, you know, it could be crazy.
But that boy lost like 20 pounds or something like that. He got skinny.
Uh
And I think a great part of his game was his
is
body
that
type.
weight.
It's that
Yeah.
weight because he could get boys up off of him. You know, he get in a
Yeah,
hole
yeah.
and bump you.
He done lost about 20 pounds.
About
Yeah,
20
that's gonna hurt.
pounds.
He need to be in the he need to be in there.
Yeah, it's
Well,
gonna be interesting too because we're gonna find out who really keep their body right in
who's
the off
working out.
season. So like who
Yeah,
getting it in the gym. That's gonna
yeah.
be a big thing.
I've been seeing some videos of LeBron working
LeBron
out.
always gonna be in shape. That
They
boy
say
was
he
meant to
always
be an athlete. You know, like
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
boy was meant to be a legend in some sports.
Yeah, we gonna see who's
Yeah,
still putting in that work at the house. Cause I mean, you know, 8 games gonna go by super quick.
super quick.
You know, and is this gonna? So this isn't like a 7 game. This won't be series or nothing like that, will it? It'll just
No, it's gonna be the regular series. Like as soon as they enter the playoffs, it's gonna be regular playoffs. You
okay.
know, yeah. So that usually
Okay,
lasts
good,
about a
good.
little
So
more than a month.
you can still prepare. Like you can still have you can still have that strategy of 7 games.
Yeah, yeah,
You know.
yeah. But it's just gonna be interesting aspect without the fans. Like that's gonna be really interesting
Yeah,
to see what they do,
I mean,
how they
it's
play.
to me, you know, I think people gonna put an asterisk on this year, but you know, I wouldn't just because I would put more. I would put more of a. I would put more of an accent or more just more of a a positive spin on it just because this is going to be a mental year too. You know, as well as you know who's
Oh, it's
keeping in
been
shape. This is gonna be a mental game. You know,
yeah.
like this is gonna feel a lot different, and that crowd momentum uh, won't necessarily play a factor.
Mm-hmm,
Uh, gonna be able to hear a lot of voices on the court probably.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like that.
It's gonna be really interesting, bro. It's gonna be really interesting. Is the thing with the fans that's so important to me is because when you a superstar, the reason you're a superstar because when them lights are the brightest, when that crowd is crazy and them lights are bright and you know it's another 10 million people at home watching you, but it's people in your face yelling at you, cussing at you or whatever, like hopefully respectfully, you know, not too far across the line.
Right.
But of course, we all know they go far across the line. But who can block that out? Who can tunnel vision and go out and drop 25, 8, and 8? You know what I mean? Like, go out there with that crowd yelling at you and screaming and take that game-winning shot. Now you in the empty gym. It's a such thing in basketball as it's like folks who could go to a gym and play pickup and look like LeBron and Jordan out there. But when the game time comes and you got that crowd there, you got people watching you and you know people watching because you feel those eyeballs on you every moment when it's a big time crucial, like you feel the eyeballs on you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they know it just the whole aspect changes. And then when
It
you add the
changes.
playoffs on top of that, it changes. But when you take those fans out, it kind of gives those gym heroes like a leg up. Like the ones who not really own like a LeBron level to be great. He can still be
Right.
great because you took some of that pressure off of him, you know, with it being no
Yeah.
fans out there, you know.
Yeah. This playing field got leveled a little bit.
It got leveled just a little bit, you know. LeBron's still LeBron and Kevin Durant's still Kevin Durant and so on and so on, you know. But just that little extra, like folks who could have that mental toughness because at first LeBron didn't have it all the way. Then when he developed it, he became like he reached his greatness, his peak.
Right. Right.
To be able to throw them blinders on and still go out there and give you the straight
And
hell.
deal.
Yeah, you know. So it's just a little different aspect, but I'm still looking forward to it regardless though. I can't wait. I miss going to the gym, bro. It's starting
Yeah.
to open up
Yeah.
back down here. Like I'm like a gym rat. So, you know, I work out and I hoop and stuff, but just not being able to go over these last few months, man, that's been depressing. Like it's just this
Yeah.
2010, 2020 been the craziest year of my lifetime, and I'm pretty sure of a lot of people's lifetime.
Man.
We had a
2020.
pandemic, bro, and then we got
Yes.
real race riots. Like it's LA in 91, 92. Like
Man. it's nationwide.
This
Yeah,
shit wild, bro.
yeah,
This
yeah.
shit
It's
wild,
out here right now. Yeah, it's
man.
definitely. It's 2020 came in here and had its way with us.
It sold out, bro. It came in here and sold out, my dude. Goodness gracious. But my boy, man, I'm gonna try and keep this one under an hour because I know you got things to do. You're a busy man. I got some other stuff I got to do today, but man, I was just wanting to get this in for a minute. I've been watching you. I've been admiring what you're doing, how you chasing your dreams, how you living it out. I'm very proud of you. The whole town is proud of you. All of
Man,
Somerville, Texas, man. You're doing us very proud.
man,
And I wish you number of blessings. Congratulations on your new lovely wife. And I
thank you so
hope y'all
much.
have nothing but blessings and love and all that good stuff, the hearts and the rainbows and stuff, my brother.
Man, all of that.
Yes,
Yeah, man.
man.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir, man. I want you to stay safe out there. If anything you ever need, man, I'm here. I got you always, my dude. But thank you again. If you want to tell the people where they can find you at, or new music coming out, or
Oh man.
really be
Okay,
on the
yeah.
lookout.
All of that. Well, again, I'm QB Smith. You can follow me on Instagram at QB Smith_. I have an album called Hymns, HYMNS. You can find that on all platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, or you could go to Bandcamp and just buy that album.
Real.
Same as Spotify. Follow me on Spotify at QB Smith. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm gonna try and have all that information down at the bottom in the description if y'all watching this on YouTube or iTunes or wherever, so y'all can go check that out and listen to him. Give the young brother a chance. He out here doing great things, making great music and spreading love, and that's all we can ask for. Y'all know me. I go by Mansa J. Y'all know where to find me. It's Mansa J_JK. Underscore JK, that's on everything. So that's on Twitter, Instagram, or rawbrilliancemedia.com. Sports, fashion, media, all that type of stuff. Go check it out. Also, it's links on there. It's a page on there where you can, if you want to help in the movement, in the Black Lives Matter movement, or in legal funds or bail fees, or sending young black men to good schools and getting them educated, there's a page on there that will guide you to all the links that you could possibly need to get involved in this fight. Racism is a problem, and it's something that we need to move past and get over, and we need to mobilize, unify, and come together as a community to move this world in a better place. So thank y'all again for joining me. QB Smith, thank you for joining me, sir.
And thanks for having me, brother. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. This is Raw Brilliance, man. We out.
For y'all today.